Hey guys, Eric here to talk about G.I. Joe Retaliation, an interesting movie in that it's both a sequel and a reboot of sorts. They pick up plot lines from the first G.I. Joe movie, but at the same time you can see there was a mandate to take a very different approach, a lot of new characters, and a very different tone. It works because this movie feels much more like a G.I. Joe story than The Rise of Cobra did. It doesn't have any of that goofy guys jumping around in power suits. It's G.I. Joe versus Cobra, and it has a lot of the classic imagery. You've got Cobra Commander, Storm Shadow, Firefly walking around kind of the way you remember them. And it feels like a much more fun and natural film, if that's the right word. There's a nice sense of humor to it. Writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick, who wrote Zombieland, did the script to this. It's not as good as Zombieland, but there's some great one-liners throughout and nice moments of levity. Very nice performance from Jonathan Pryce, basically playing Zartan disguised as the president for much of the film. He has a lot of great little humorous asides that I think really help let you know that no one's taking this movie too seriously, which is the right approach, because it's G.I. Joe and it's fun, but it's also kind of goofy when you see it in live action. Director John Chu comes from a dance background, directing films like a couple of the Step Up installments, but he knows how to work with choreography, and he makes the action scenes move, and there is one excellent standout here, I'd say. That's the big cliffside battle you've seen in the trailers with Snake Eyes and Jinx taking on the Red Ninjas. It's completely over the top and ridiculous, and it completely works. The performances are all fun. People like Dwayne Johnson, Bruce Willis, they seem to be having a good time running around playing action figures. A couple of the characters are notably thin, even for a film of this type. Flint, Jinx, they're kind of just there, but that's okay. Things are blowing up and they look good. I will say that the RZA has Snake Eyes and Jinx's Ninja Master is the one embarrassing part of the movie. It's kind of strange that he's there at all. He's giving a pretty terrible performance. Thankfully, he's only in a couple scenes there. G.I. Joe Retaliation was delayed several months to convert it into 3D, and I'll say it looks good. I'm not a fan of 3D, but they use it well here, whether it be ninjas jumping out of the screen or explosions. It all has some fun pop moments that I think audiences will enjoy. Overall, this is a very lovingly done movie. You can see that John Chu was a fan of G.I. Joe. It's basically aimed at kids and it's aimed at adults like us who grew up with G.I. Joe. I wouldn't take it too seriously. The film doesn't take itself seriously, and that works. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.